Tesla's battery day is done, okay? And from what I've gathered, it was an incredible battery day, yet the stock price is not reflecting that by any means whatsoever. What is happening, investors? It is your boy Jack. I am not a financial advisor. I got the clothing line to prove that fact. And today is the video that absolutely everybody expected. We're going to be speaking about Tesla's battery day. So there was an awful lot of hype leading up to this day. And I mean, Tesla has been so volatile as of late. We've been shooting up, we've been shooting down. It's been going absolutely crazy. And yesterday was battery day, the day we were all waiting for. You know, the day we thought we were going to get really big news, which we most certainly did. And a lot of us, myself included, most definitely thought, you know, this was going to lead to a nice up move for Tesla stock. But it appears to me, selling the news is going on right now. So battery day came out 30 minutes after market close, and yesterday we closed the day in the red 5.6%. As of recording this in the after hours, we're down over 4% again, which to me is absolutely insane. Because I went ahead and I looked at the battery day, I looked at the articles that have come out, and I mean, there's some incredible information. Now maybe it's because we expected a lot of it, I'm not sure. Maybe enough people just don't really understand what was actually said. But everything looks incredible for Tesla. I mean, Tesla looks better than they ever have, in my opinion, by a long shot, and I really don't understand why people are selling off. My best guess would be market movers selling the news. They want to push the price lower to get in lower and then shoot it right back up. But that's always been the thing about Tesla. I don't like to worry about the intraday movements or even the short-term price movements. I've said it in many videos before. Tesla, anything, and I mean absolutely anything can happen. It is a buy and forget about a stock, in my opinion. So with that being said, we need to keep an eye on this price action, because if it gets manipulated and it gets driven down way lower after the news we saw from battery day, that's going to be amazing for us investors. So anyway, we're going to go through the key points that I took away from battery day and what it means for Tesla going forwards. We'll speak about the price action and, you know, where I plan on picking up more Tesla. Nothing has changed, and just a few little bits and pieces in particular, because this was insane. But anyway guys, right before we get into the video, can I please ask you to hit that juicy like button for me? It really helps me out. If you're new around here, what are you waiting for, my friend? Hit that juicy red subscribe button. I think we're about 300 subs away from 40,000. It would be sick if we could hit that today. And please do drop me a comment down below. Let me know what you thought about battery day, because it was really, the response was really underwhelming, but battery day itself was awesome. But anyway guys, into the video. So this article from Seeking Alpha, in my opinion, is a really good place to start. Okay, it's titled Tesla Battery Day, Promises for Battery Breakthroughs and a $25,000 electric vehicle. So you can see they actually went through it, pretty much time-stamped where everything happened, okay? So we're going to start it off here just to set the tone. So 524, the Tesla Battery Day event is about to begin. The event is taking place outside with shareholders sitting in Tesla cars. This looked awesome. Everybody was honking their horns and stuff. It was quite cool. So during the wrap-up part of today's shareholder meeting, Elon Musk reiterated that the Shanghai Gigafactory can be scaled up to produce 1 million cars a year. Tesla reiterates that it expects vehicle deliveries to increase 30 to 40%. There was also a victory lap taken for the 4 consecutive profitable quarters turned in by the company despite a difficult production environment. So we can see that in after hours trading, shares were actually up a little bit before battery day had even started. Now, about 20 minutes into battery day, after breaking down the expectation for a huge demand for renewable energy and batteries, Musk notes that today's battery factories cannot scale fast enough, okay, requiring advances in cell technology, which is what we're all expecting from today. I mean, that's what I was speaking about for quite a while on the channel. The goal is to lower the cost of cells kilowatts per hour and ultimately the prices of cars to make them accessible to all, and that falls perfectly in line with Tesla's mission statement. We all know this. Tesla says it has a plan to halve the cost of batteries, which would be absolutely insanely massive and would lead to cheaper vehicles for you and me. And so that's when the first big announcement came, 6:01 p.m. Tesla says its new 80mm cell has 5 times the energy, 16% more range, and 6 times the power, and production has already ramped up on the new cell. So first of all, this is absolutely massive news right here. Truly massive news. 5 times the energy, 16% more range, and 6 times the power. That is a massive, and I mean truly massive improvement. So Elon Musk said, okay, Tesla will be head and shoulders over everyone else in manufacturing, even as the rest of the industry pours out long-range EVs. I think this is absolutely true. You know, a lot of us speak about how Tesla is so far ahead technologically. It still stands true, and they're only coming out with new breakthroughs every single year. In regards to what Tesla does, the vehicles that they have on the road right now, they are so much better than anything else that is out there technology-wise. It really is that simple. So seeing stuff like this come out should only be filling us with more and more confidence that we can reach the targets we have to hit in order for Tesla's share price to keep going up. So Tesla will continue to buy from battery cell suppliers, okay, but is planning on 3 terawatt hour battery capacity by 2030 by supplying itself. Elon Musk specifically did say a tweet about this, so we'll go through that after we finish here. Nickel gets a shout out as the upside of the metal for battery production is explained, especially for the Cybertruck and semi models. So this is going to get a lot of people who are investing in these small cap nickel related companies very excited, of course. Batteries will be used as structural parts of Tesla cars to feather out the load and create a stiffer structure, which Musk says will be standard for all EVs in the future. Yep, standard enough, nothing too exciting. Stacking up the benefits of Tesla's vertical integration is expected to lead to a 56% dollar per kilowatt hour reduction in costs and unlock a range increase of 54%. Tesla says it wants to make 20 million vehicles a year in the long term and aims to get to the $25,000 price point with full autonomy. I mean, that's insane, guys. That is a very, very affordable vehicle. Now, that could be quite a while down the line, but still, to know that that is the concept, that is the goal, that's absolutely immense. When you pair that with the new battery technology that has been announced, that's insane. They also announced the Plaid Model S introduced for delivery next year. We'll go through that a little bit more later on. But essentially this is a very expensive vehicle. And then it was done pretty much. Shares of Tesla were down 5.78%. They're still down, hovering between 4 to 5%. With some of the battery innovations described as close to working but not quite operational. I think this is the issue that some people are taking. But I mean, if you're in Tesla for the long term, which I think the large majority of Tesla investors are, why would we care? I said at the start of this video, I say it in pretty much every single Tesla video, it's a buy and forget about a company. Because I believe that in 2 years, in 3 years, in 5 years, in 10 years, they're going to have done absolutely incredible things. I don't really care what happens in the next month or so. I don't care if we dip to $300 or even $250 a share. Because ultimately I believe we're going to be worth lots and lots more than we are right now at some stage. The long-term story is in play, but investors may see that already priced in. And that's fair. I mean, we trade at massive multiples. I think everybody understands that, you know, you pay a massive premium for Tesla stock. So that was pretty much the basics of what happened. Now we'll go a little bit more in depth in regards to some of the important things. So before we even go any further, I want to spend a good bit of time speaking about the batteries. I just want to go over to Elon Musk's Twitter because we always like to do this. So before Battery Day, Elon Musk tweeted this, okay? Important note about Tesla Battery Day unveil. This affects long-term production, especially Semi, Cybertruck and Roadster, but what we announced will not reach serious high-volume production until 2022. I think right off the bat, that filled some people with nerves, that made a lot of people anxious, that made some people sell. And that's fine. I mean, some people aren't willing to hold Tesla for a very long time. So right off the bat, I think a lot of people went into it with a relatively nervous mindset, and a lot of people simply don't have the guts to hold such a volatile company for years. Now, we followed up in regards to the batteries, okay? We intend to increase, not reduce battery cell purchases from Panasonic, LG and CATL, possibly other partners too. However, even with our cell suppliers going at maximum speed, we still foresee significant shortages in 2022 and beyond unless we also take action ourselves. So in regards to everything they're saying about the batteries and cell production, okay, they're not stopping working with everybody else, okay? They're just going to be doing some of it by themselves as well, so that they can grow faster, so that they can hit their specific targets faster. So this, again, is a very good thing. I don't understand how people are trying to, you know, twist this into a bad thing. The problem is they're expected to do so incredibly well, it's going to be hard to produce that many vehicles. Seems like a pretty good problem to me. It's a much better problem than, say, for example, not having any demand whatsoever. And he then goes on to explain, because I can see why he'd be getting frustrated here. The extreme difficulty of scaling production of new technology, okay, is not well understood. It's 1000% to 10,000% harder than making a few prototypes. The machine that makes the machine is vastly harder than the machine itself. So figuring out how to actually, you know, get production where it needs to be, that's the hard piece, people. They can take care of the technology. They have geniuses on the team. They can take care of, you know, the innovation of being geniuses, but it's the actual technology that is tough. And that's what I expect them to work extremely, and I mean extremely hard on over the next couple of years, and that is what is going to propel them crazy forwards. I mean, as of right now, we're at about $400 billion worth of market cap with Tesla stock. I think at this stage, there's a lot of people who expect that someday Tesla will have the biggest market cap in the world. I mean, right off the bat, that already means you're looking at a 5x company, if that is to become true. Obviously, that's a massive ask. To be literally the biggest company in the world, that's a very tough task to take on. But there is a chance they could do it, and if they are to do it, that already represents 5x upside. More realistically though, if they want to stay on top, it's going to be much more upside than that. So this is a few of the first things to understand, because I do see some people getting anxious about what came out. Some people thought it was underwhelming. I really don't think it is, not from a long-term investor's point of view anyway. Now, the next thing we really want to speak about is this. I mean, the battery cost to drop by half within 3 years, and looking at a $25 $25,000 Tesla. I mean, what? $25,000 for a top level vehicle, okay, is cheap. It's cheap for a standard ICE vehicle, never mind an electric vehicle. That is insane. So essentially, guys, in regards to everything he said, okay, they want to squeeze costs out of battery production and they want to raise productivity. The series of advances will yield a 54% increase in range, a 56% decrease in dollar per kilowatt hour pack price, and a decrease in capital investment required for manufacturing. It's a better vehicle and it's cheaper. The implementation of these improvements will take more than a year and could take 3 years for full realization. The only thing I can take away from this is just people aren't patient enough. And I mean, the volume yesterday wasn't even anything special. It was pretty much dead on our average volume. But we all know that this is what Tesla wants to do. I mean, from day one, Elon Musk has wanted his vehicles to be accessible to everybody. He's wanted them to be affordable. He said it himself on Battery Day. One of the things that troubles me the most is that we don't have a truly affordable car. Tesla will make a $25,000 electric vehicle in 3 years and it will be fully autonomous. I mean, guys, that's nuts. So now more about this new, thicker 4680 cell. It's tabless. This is what we spoke about in my last Tesla video, which simplifies manufacturing and improves the power to weight ratio. I mean, again, it's an extra 16% range and it reduces the cost per kilowatt hour by 14%. Win-win. Better vehicle, cheaper price. And they plan to manufacture these cells in-house, which I personally think is extremely exciting. Now do remember, they're still going to work with all of their other people as well, but they are going to be manufacturing these cells in-house, which is genuinely really cool. And again, something we spoke about in the last video. Besides the new cell design, Musk described a series of manufacturing process improvements. The company is eliminating the solvent addition step, which requires bulky machinery plus considerable time and energy, and replacing it with a dry process. And so then they spoke about their anodes and cathode designs as well. So they're working on a silicone anode, which it thinks will increase range 20% and cut costs 5%. The company is also working on a high nickel cathode that eliminates cobalt, leading to a 15% reduction in cost. Nickel is the cheapest, so okay, cobalt is quite expensive, but it's easier. But Tesla is also pushing deeper into the supply chain and re-engineering cathode and anode production to eliminate wasteful intermediate steps. I mean, that does just fall in line with Tesla's business model. And we all knew this was coming as well. The company will establish cathode manufacturing using domestic lithium and nickel supplies, Musk said. And in fact, Tesla secured mining rights to a 10,000 acre lithium deposit in the US that we knew of as well. So I mean, start putting all of this together. It looks very, very, very good short and long term. Then there's this, the Model S Plaid. It will cost $139,990 and will be available next year. It will have a range between charges of 520 miles, go from 0 to 60 in 2 seconds, and a top speed of 200 miles an hour. That's going to be a pretty cool vehicle. I mean, it's not the affordable one most of us want, but that is pretty cool. And that is really the biggest news that came out of Battery Day, guys. And I mean, I really don't understand why people aren't more excited about this. It was incredible. It was literally exactly what we were looking for. And maybe that's the problem. Maybe, you know, we already had this amazing idea of Battery Day in our heads. We all thought, you know, we were going to see cathode improvements. We all thought we were going to announce a cheaper vehicle. We all thought there was going to be better batteries and cells. We all already had this in our head. Maybe we were waiting for something completely different. Maybe that's why there's been an underwhelming response. So, I mean, the thing here, guys, is we got everything that we wanted. We just have to wait a little while for it. It really is that simple. We got better batteries, we got cheaper cars, we got better production, we now are going to be making things in-house. I mean, literally everything that came from Battery Day, in my opinion, was extremely positive. And this is Tesla we're speaking about. I mean, I could understand if it was a small new startup who said that, you know, not a lot's going to happen for a few years. People might think it's going to be dead money for a while, not a lot's going to happen. This is Tesla, okay? This isn't a new company. This isn't a small market cap company. Money in Tesla is never going to be dead money. It's always going to go crazy. I really find it difficult to understand, you know. I feel like most people who are involved in Tesla are long-term investors. Maybe the swing traders are just playing Battery Day very heavily right now. In my opinion, we already saw our massive dip. I mean, remember this? After the stock split, we had run up in value so much, we came crashing all the way down. We hit $330 a share. I know a lot of us bought in more here. In fairness, now we're still up nearly 30% from those bottoms. But I think it's pretty crazy that people aren't having a better response to Battery Day. But that's just me, that's just my opinion. Well, I mean, really, how are so many people selling just because our innovations are in the future? They're a year to 3 years down the line. There's going to be more coming out in the meantime. I mean, this is Tesla, guys. They're not just going to be quiet for 3 years now. I mean, let's not forget that this has been Tesla's best year ever. And Elon Musk said himself this year was insanely hard. The hardest ever for Tesla. And they managed to pull in 4 profitable quarters and announce some incredible technological advancements in this Battery Day. I mean, it's been truly amazing. So has anything really changed for me? My price target where I wanted to buy more was always somewhere between $300 and $350. That's where I would only buy a very small amount, and that's exactly what I did when we fell down here. I bought a small amount at $340 a share. Where I would be willing to buy an awful lot of Tesla would be $250 a share. I mean, that's when I would really build a position. If we don't get there, it's fine, but nothing's changed with this batch today. If anything, I most certainly am more confident than I have been in the past, and to be fair, a lot of it could have already been priced in. I mean, pre-batch day we were up 36%. I was a lot more optimistic. I genuinely did think we were going to break the $500 mark. Now who knows, there could be some manipulation going on and we could see it before the end of the week, but otherwise we could just trade sideways, or we could even dip down a little bit more. It's very hard to tell, but I am very surprised by this price action in all honesty. I do personally think it's worth noting as well that yesterday was a truly, and I mean truly, horrific day for electric vehicle stocks in general. I mean, our baby workhorse dropped 11%. Lordstown Motors had its biggest red day by far ever at down 10%. Hyliion dropped 4.4%. NIO seems to be the only one who did anything decent, but when you look at what happened with Tesla, it actually didn't do too bad in comparison. I mean, it outperformed Workhorse and Lordstown Motors, and it just barely did worse than Hyliion. I still don't think it's fair. I do think Tesla should have gotten a better reaction, in all honesty, but sometimes that's how the market goes, people. And this is why I've always said in my Tesla videos, if you can't handle the volatility, if you can't handle 20% moves to the upside or the downside, Tesla is never ever going to be the company for you. So just always keep that in mind. And also keep in mind that sometimes good news doesn't mean the stock's price goes up. We've seen this happen so many times. Buy the hype, sell the news, and then usually what happens is after you sell the news, people buy back in, and then the hype actually gets priced into the things. We saw it happen with NIO a while ago, remember, with their earnings? Remember, NIO had really good earnings, they dropped massively, and then since then they went on a nice run. Something similar could happen with Tesla. But honestly guys, I don't have much more to say than that. It was a fantastic batch today. I genuinely don't think you can argue that. The short term, aka 1 to 2 years, looks absolutely fantastic. Shorter term than that also looks very good. I believe that we're going to be on for a very good quarter. I believe it's going to be Tesla's best year ever in general, and I think it's only going to get better year after year with the growth we are seeing being predicted by Elon Musk and Tesla. It's pretty insane to me. Just give the market a bit of time to cool off. You know, there's a lot of red around the EV market right now. Let's just let it chill out. Let's pick up some juicy deals if we want, you know, after some big sell-offs like that. Nothing wrong with adding some more. But anyway guys, that is it for the Tesla update. But anyway guys, there we have it. That is the Tesla update. I mean, had to make this video. It was battery day. I don't think it was an underwhelming battery day by any means whatsoever. Now, the response to it most certainly was underwhelming, but the battery day itself, if you can think for yourself, if you can actually look at what came out of it, it was fantastic. And for us long-term investors, I think it was only good news. So happy days, you know. Again, with Tesla, it's a buy and forget about a company. Anything can happen with this company on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. It's crazy. The volatility is immense. I mean, if you still look on the monthly chart, the yearly chart in particular, the company's doing absolutely disgustingly incredible. They can't keep going up at that rate all of the time. It just doesn't make any sense no matter how good the company is. But anyway guys, if you have watched until the end of the video, I really do appreciate you. You, my friend, are a true legend. If you did enjoy, could you please hit that like button, drop me a comment and subscribe if you're new around here. All of that helps me out so much. And if you're interested, please hit that first link in the description and sign up to become a patron. You will get full access to my private Discord group where we speak about stocks all day long, baby. Everybody was speaking about the battery day in there last night. We have specific chats for everything we speak about on the channel. There's now pretty much 300 patrons. There's over 1,700 members in the free chat, so there's a lot of investors to chat to. But anyway guys, I really do hope you enjoyed the video. I will see you for another video soon. Have a fantastic day. Peace.